Oh, hey, an email from Tom. Which Tom? Tom Hardy? Tom Hanks? Oh no, it's Tom Holland. Dude, I got a new job as a Spider-Man. Should I reply? I'm too busy to reply now. But if I want to reply, how should I write an informal letter? Hello, my name is Maddie, and in this lesson, we are going to learn how to write an informal letter or an informal email. But first, let's have a look at the different parts and different elements of a letter or an email. Well, there are three main elements: the opening line, the closing line, and the content, which usually consists of 2 to 3 paragraphs, maybe sometimes 4, depending on what you want to say. So the three elements are the opening line, the content section, and the closing line. So simple, right? And each letter or each email, or generally each text, can have 2 different registers or 2 different tones, informal or formal, depending on your audience. Who are you writing to? For example, if you are writing an email or a letter to a friend of yours, maybe to your best friend, to one of your family members, brother, sister, maybe to one of your relatives, cousins, aunts, and uncles, that could be an informal email because you are close. So you write an informal email or an informal letter to someone you have a close relationship with. However, if you are writing to a company, to your boss, to a head of a department, to your university professor, to your teacher, or maybe to your doctor, you should write with a formal register or a formal tone. So basically, if you are writing something to a person with whom you have a professional relationship, what you need to do is to have a formal tone. Okay, in this lesson, we are going to focus on writing an informal email or an informal letter. Let's begin. First things first, how do you start an informal email? Very easy. Dear plus name of the person. Listen up. The first name of the person, not the last name, not the full name, just the first name of the person. For example, Dear Tom, not Dear Tom Hanks, or Dear Brad. You don't write Dear Brad Pitt or Dear Pitt. No, Dear Brad, Dear Tom. So next time you want to write an email to Brad Pitt or Tom Hanks, make sure you address them correctly. Okay, Dear plus first name. What's next? The ending. How can I end an informal email? Well, if there is kind of a romantic relationship or you love each other so much and there is the element of love, you can say yours lovingly or yours affectionately. Or you can simply say love. If it's more like just a friendship going on, you can say all the best or best wishes. All the best, best wishes. I've seen many times that the younger generation often use XOXO, which is probably pronounced
Jojo,
which stands for like kisses and hugs. Kisses and hugs. So those are different ways you can end an informal email or an informal letter. Okay, we know how to start and now we know how to end. What about the main part, which is the content section? How do you write the content of an informal email? Well, the content of the email depends on the purpose of the email, right? Why are you writing this email? What is the purpose? There can be many different reasons why you are writing an informal email. I am going to talk about the 7 most common purposes of an informal email. Maybe the purpose is to apologize, so it's an apology email. Your friend asked you to do something and you can't. You did something wrong and you want to make up, or you haven't been able to respond to his or her emails. So what you need to do is to apologize for your bad behavior. Maybe it is a letter of request or an email of request. meaning that you want something from your friend, or that you want to ask them for a favor. You want them to do something for you. That's a letter of request. Maybe it is a letter of complaint or an email of complaint, meaning that you were unsatisfied with something, you didn't like something they have done, they did something wrong and made you angry. You want to let them know that you are unhappy, so you would write a letter of complaint, complaining about their bad behavior. Maybe the purpose is to express satisfaction. You are happy or pleased with something. Or maybe you want to thank them about something they have done. So you want to express that you are happy and you are satisfied. Sometimes you write an email to ask for information. Maybe you want to know something, they have information you don't have, or they can help you in a way. So you write an email to ask for information. Or maybe you are writing an email or a letter to give good news. Something good has happened and you want to share with them. You want to make them happy too. On the other hand, maybe you want to give bad news. Maybe something bad has happened and you want to break the news. By the way, to break the news means to give bad news to someone. To sum up, those were the 7 top purposes, the most common purposes of an informal email. And now to the main part of this lesson. For each of these 7 purposes, we are going to learn some fixed phrases, some useful sentences that you can use to write an informal email. Number 1, if the purpose is to apologize, if you are writing a letter of apology or an email of apology, you can use this phrase. I am very sorry, but... Now, in the first gap, you talk about your bad behavior or your mistake that you have made. In the second part, you come up with a good reason or a good excuse for what you have done. So, I am very sorry, your mistake, but your reason or your excuse. Instead of very, you can also say terribly. I am terribly sorry. For example, I am terribly sorry that I didn't reply sooner, but I've been really busy recently. You see, the bad behavior that I had was that I didn't reply to my friend sooner. And my excuse was that I've been very busy. Or maybe I have sent a very nasty email to my friend and now I want to apologize. I can say, I'm very sorry for my last email, but you have to understand that I was under a lot of pressure. The reason why I sent that email to you was that I was under a lot of pressure. You can also use this structure. I must apologize for, and then you come up with your bad behavior. I must apologize for, but pay attention, for is a preposition. If you want to use a verb after that, it should be gerund with ing. For example, I must apologize for not replying sooner. Or I must apologize for what I said the other day. If the purpose of your email is to request something, you can use this structure. Could you please plus your request? Or could you possibly plus your request? For example, I haven't paid my rent this month. Could you please lend me some money? Or I'm going on a trip. Could you possibly water my plants from time to time? If the purpose of the email you are writing is to complain about something, if it's an email of complaint or a letter of complaint, you can use this structure. I must complain about, for example, I must complain about how irresponsible you are when we have a group project. You can use this one, I'm very unhappy with. For example, I'm very unhappy with the way you talked to my girlfriend the other day. Or you can use this one, I want you to know that. For example, I want you to know that your laziness is driving me crazy. Maybe in your letter or your email, you want to express that you are satisfied with something. So you can use this structure. I was happy to hear that. I was glad to hear that. I was delighted to hear that. For example, I was happy to hear that you got a place at Harvard University. I was delighted to hear that you finally graduated. I was delighted to hear that you won a medal. Congrats! Maybe you were asking for information in your informal email. In that case, you can use this structure. Do you know? For example, do you know how I can apply for Harvard University? You can use this one. What I'm looking for is, for example, what I'm looking for is a website which provides online English courses. Or you can use this one. I want to know about, for example, I want to know about your new girlfriend. Tell me everything. If you want to give good news in your letter or in your email, you can use this structure. I'm thrilled to tell you that, for example, I am thrilled to tell you that I'm coming to your town this weekend. Or if you are not sure that piece of news can make your friend happy, you can use this structure. I thought you might like to know that. For example, I thought you might like to know that I have finished my project and now we can hang out. And finally, if you were giving bad news, you can use this structure. I don't know how to tell you this. For example, I don't know how to tell you this, but I might not be able to see you ever again. I'm going to another country. Or you can use this one. I wish I wasn't the one who told you this. For example, I wish I wasn't the one who told you this, but Grandpa has been very sick recently. All right. Now, we know how to start our informal email. We know how to write the content by expressing our purpose. And we know how to end and close the email or the letter. Nowadays, people don't write informal letters anymore, right? It's just emails or even text messages. So we're mainly focusing on informal emails here. All right. We know how to start, we know how to write the body, we know how to close. It is time to write a letter together. Are you ready? What are we going to write about? Look at this riddle. Your friend wrote you a letter a month ago about getting a new job, but you haven't replied yet. Oh, that's awkward. We have to write a reply together. But first, let's plan the email. This stage is very important in writing. Pay attention. Before you start writing, you always have to plan what you want to write about. So let's start planning the content, shall we? I want to start my email with dear plus name. I want to close the email by saying all the best. I haven't replied for a while, so I should first apologize for my late reply. But why? Because I was busy. He got a new job, so then I have to express satisfaction. I have to say that I am happy. And finally, I want to ask for information. I want to know more about his new job. That is the plan. Start, apologize plus excuse, express satisfaction, ask for more information, and close the letter by saying all the best. Now, let's write together. Let's start typing. Dear Tom Holland. Is that correct? Oh, no. Just the first name. Dear Tom. Dear Tom. Okay, now I want to apologize. I am terribly sorry for my late reply to your email. What's my excuse? But I was really busy with my university exams and couldn't check my emails. That is a good apology with a good excuse. Next, I want to express my satisfaction. Let's go to a new paragraph. I was delighted to hear that you got a new job as the main actor in the movie Spider-Man. That sounds amazing. I can't wait to see the movie. And now that I have expressed my satisfaction, I want to ask for more information. Let's do it with a couple of questions. I want to know everything about your new job. Are you excited? Have you met Zendaya already? How is she? Do you like her? When will you start shooting the movie? Tell me everything. Now let's close the email. All the best, Maddie. Or you can write your own name. And that's it, guys. We have learned everything about writing an informal email. If you want to receive the summary of this lesson and the summary of all other lessons that I will post on YouTube in the future, you simply have to give me your email address, and that is totally for free. But how? Go to my website, pocenglish.com. The link is in the description below. Click on the link, go to my website, type in your email address, and click subscribe. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, click subscribe. See you!